All right. Hello. How amazing and beautiful viewers from YouTube. We are back yet again with a new video. Hope you guys are doing good from wherever you are watching us from. Thank you for all the new subscribers, the old subscribers, for all the people who continue to give us support. We really appreciate you for the amazing good work. We hope to bring you more content, and we wish to just make this request that if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, kindly do that. Decibel Audio Kenya, go there, press the subscribe button, and we shall be more than happy to bring you this amazing content. So without further ado, let me introduce the video that we want to do today. Today we want to do a review, or what we want to explain, or we want to show our dear viewers exactly what Behringer ULTRAGRAPH Pro FBQ3102HD equalizer, the functions, and we want to show you how every function operates. So without further ado, let me show you exactly what you get when you buy the package. So when you buy the package, you get this amazing equalizer. All right, so you get this amazing equalizer. It's a DBX product. It's from the DBX, not DBX, sorry, it's a Behringer. I'm used to DBX. It's a Behringer product. So Behringer is an amazing product. It's called ULTRAGRAPH FBQ3102HD. When you purchase this one, you get this particular amazing equalizer from Behringer, and you also get a power cable that is inside this carton. You have a user manual as well, and that is exactly what you get from me. So without further ado, let me go straight into the operations of what you expect to find, what you find, and how you use these buttons and these sliders and these faders. So the first thing that we see is your input, or the first thing that you're going to realize is that this particular equalizer, as many equalizers will have, is left channel and the right channel, or channel number 1 and channel number 2. So it's a dual graphic equalizer, meaning it has two channels giving you a stereo output. All right, so we have the channel number 1 and channel number 2, or channel number right and the left channel. All right, so we have a total of 31 bars. All right, we have 31 bars, graphic equalizers. The band has 31 bands, which are stereo, meaning a left and right. And inside here they have, when you put it on, it has an LED that lights up red when it's in use. Sometimes it can be blinking, but basically it has 31 graphic equalizers. All right, the band has 31 bands. All right, so we have the first 10, the middle 10, and the last 10 or 11. And as usual, the frequencies are arranged from the low to the mid to the high frequencies. So what do I mean? Closest to these knobs are the low frequencies, then we have the mid frequencies, and at the far end we have the high frequencies. So I think we've done a video before with the DBX equalizer. That's why I was confusing the DBX and the Behringer. So I'll not go into so much details on the usage of these frequencies, but as you've heard, I've told you, from this end, the farthest end, you have the highest form of frequency, that is 20K frequency. So that's 20K frequencies coming all the way down to 20 hertz. So that's 20K, then these 20 hertz. So this way you have your low frequencies, you have your mid frequencies, and you have the highest frequencies, both on channel number 1 and channel number 2. Right, then we have the normal operators, or the buttons, which is will appear from here. So the button that is indicated number 1 is the input gain volume. So this one is the one that controls the amount of power or the amount of volume that is going into your output, going either to your amplifier or going to your crossover or going to wherever your signal is going. But this is the input volume. So whatever you have input from the mixer coming into the input of the equalizer, then you're able to control the volume from this knob that is written number 1 on channel number 1. Also channel number 2, you have the input right over here, and then it has an indicator for the dBs that are going to do from -10 all the way to +15. All right, so actually it's from -15 all the way to +15 dBs, the amount that they're going to be doing. So the two buttons are basically for the inputs, the volumes that you're going to control the inputs with. Then we have these indicators that still appear on the upper and the lower column. So these ones are the signal indicators. These ones are going to be showing you how much input is going in and actually going out of your equalizer. And this one ranges from -30 all the way to clip. So clip is an indicator that you are having a distortion or you are overdriving your frequencies and your signals, and that might result to you blowing your amplifiers and speakers as well. So it ranges from -30, very safe, all the way to 0 dBs, which is a very safe way of controlling your frequencies. Whenever you see green, you are almost sure that you have clean and safe frequencies. But once you start seeing +3 and +6, then it tells you to slow down or to not to overdrive or to overpush your frequencies, and then automatically when it's too much from the +6 goes into the clipping. Whenever you see the red clip going on, then you know that you have excess sound and distortion going out of your equalizer. So the indicators are very good, and they are going to be able to show you exactly what frequencies and what dBs you are doing with your equalizers. They are both found on the right and the left channel of the equalizer. Then below, or after the input button, we have the low cut, and then we have the high cut on the other side, this button over here. All right, so these are for either activating or deactivating the low frequencies or the high frequencies on your channel. So what do I mean? If you're using channel number 1 to do actually to do low frequencies, then that means you might not need the high frequency. So you can cut out the high frequencies. Automatically pushing the button in, you cut all the high frequencies, and you're going to remain with only the low frequencies. Or if you don't want the low frequencies, then you activate the high frequencies to be active as usual. But if you don't want the low frequencies on your channel number 1, for example, you deactivate from the low cut frequency. So you cut all the lows, and you're only going to have the mid and the high frequency. So the same will happen on channel number 1 and channel number 2 as well. Then we have another button right over here. It's written this button over here. This is for the low cut. This for the low cut. Yes, this for the low cut, and then the other one is for the high cut. So the amount of low that you want to cut and the amount of high that you want to cut, they have a controller right over here, and it's written low cut, and it's also written high cut. So the amount of lows that you want to drive in and the amount of highs that you want to drive in, you can also be able to control them, either remove them completely or be able to let just a few or just let shallow frequencies flow into your channel. So these are the main controllers are found on this particular end. Then after that, we have the range button right over here. It's written range, and the range button, what it does is that it's going to give you either 12 dBs or cut them down to 6 dBs. So the amount of power that you want coming out of your equalizer can be dictated by these particular buttons. If you want full power, that is full 12 dB power going out of your equalizer, then you're able to proper and push your equalizer up to 12 dBs. Those are the sliders. All right, so these are the band, the equalizers themselves. If you want to push them, you can be able to activate that button. Or if you want less powerful frequencies, then you cut them down to 6 dBs, and the same applies to the upper and the lower column of the equalizer. Then apart from that, we have the audio in, and we also have the audio out. This is whereby if you want to know the standard that is set by the equalizer, there's a standard equalization set by the default of the company. Then you're able to compare that to whatever equalization that you have been able to do. So you can be able to listen between the two forms of equalization, the default one and the one that you have set. So once you set, if you want to feel the difference between what there was and what you have done with the equalization, then you're able to play with that in and out button. I think we are done with the front panel, unless there's something that I'm not seeing, but I think we are done with that particular one. So we go right behind this particular machine. There we go. I hope you can be able to see. So this is where you plug in your power. Okay, your power cable will come through here, and it's written power. So this is where you put on and off your machine. Make sure when you're putting on and when you're putting it off, all the amplifiers are turned off, or the volumes of all your equipments are turned down to avoid blowing your equipment. All right. Then here we have the input and the output pins. All right, so this is where you input your pins, either input or output. These two are inputs for one channel, then these two are also inputs for one channel. You have an option of using the XLR or the TRS jacks, and it's been indicated here how you're going to to make your jacks. If you're going to use the jacks, these are stereo components, so you are shown that it's tip, then we have ring as number 3, and then we have the sleeve as number 1. All right, that is a bit technical. We'll do that in our next video, but that's just basically how you wire your signals into your pins. So we have both XLR and jack, the same for the 2 channels, the inputs and the outputs as well. So these are the inputs, these are the outputs going into your amplifier or going into your speakers directly if you are using powered speakers. And then the same for this particular channel. And then we have a very interesting input right over here. Actually, it's an output. So we have a very interesting output over here. It's written sub-out. So sub-out is where you are able to, this particular company called Behringer have a unique or have identified a way of simplifying people's work in terms of crossover. If you don't have a lot of needs when it comes to the low frequencies that you want, or sometimes all right, so I was explaining and saying if you know, Behringer have a way of including the sub-out frequency in their machines, or actually in the equalizers. Most of the equalizers will have the sub-out frequency. So what does the sub-out frequency do? The sub-out frequency is able to filter only the sub frequencies or the low frequencies and send them to an amplifier that is supporting your bass speakers. All right, so normally that is the work of a crossover, but if you don't have complex work, or if you are needs for the low frequencies are not really exaggerated, then you only maybe just have one sub speaker that you need very shallow or maybe not too powerful low frequencies, then this one comes in handy because this particular machine can act as a crossover and an equalizer as well. So if your budget is not, but sometimes it's not even the budget, but if your needs are not that much, or if the space that you have maybe in your rack cannot accommodate an equalizer and a crossover, and you don't have all that complex sub stories, then you're able to use this particular sub out and be able to feed into your low speaker. So the sub out frequency comes out and feeds either your amplifier or subs speakers which are powered, and then it has a knob over here or a volume knob over here that controls the frequency of the crossover. So the lower you are coming towards this particular direction, you are getting very low frequencies, because as you can see, those are 30 hertz frequencies, so those are very low frequencies, right? And then the higher you go, you are getting very sharp frequencies, almost shouting bass towards the 130 hertz, all right? 130 hertz, which is a sharp kind of a bass. So that is all that we have for this particular machine. It's called the Behringer ULTRAGRAPH Pro FBQ3102HD, and it's an amazing machine. So let me end the video there. We also have Alex right over here. I'm not sure if you're able to see him. I hope, because you know Alex has to appear in this video. So I'll just hold the camera and then Alex will say something. Alex was actually putting on the headphones, as you can see. So Alex, you have to use the microphone and I have to record you.
Hello guys. Welcome again to our channel. We kindly request that you subscribe for this amazing content in order for us to bring another content. Thank you.